So Jai Opetaia has just brutally KO'd David Nyika. And yes, honestly, absolutely brutal KO from Jai Opetaia. Good scrap as well, to be fair, from both guys. Big respect to David Nyika. But yeah, he's just simply not at that world level yet, is he, at all? But I thought he looked all right in that first round, to be fair, Nyika. And he's a ridiculously tough man. So big respect to Nyika. With Jai Opetaia, he's definitely in the top two best cruiserweights, as we know, of course, as the champ. Him and Zerdo, the two top guys. That's got to be the fight that happens next to unify the belts. But, I've seen people, Eddie Hearn as well, especially talking about Usyk and Opetaia. I don't think that's competitive, if I'm being completely real. I think Usyk boxes Opetaia's ears off, if I'm being real. And that fight as well, it's definitely showed me more ways that Zerdo can beat Opetaia. I'm not saying it definitely will, but I've seen more ways that Zerdo can beat Opetaia. And I think Usyk definitely beats Opetaia. But I think as well, I'd rather see, if Opetaia gets through Zerdo, I'd rather see Opetaia against better Biev or Bivol rather than see him fight Usyk. But yeah, on to the Opetaia versus Nyika fight. We're going to go through it. I think first round, Nyika was very good in that first round. I think he was good behind his lead hand. He went to the body nicely as well. And you can kind of tell what David Nyika was trying to do in that fight. He was trying to he was trying to grab hold of Opetaia once he got his work going, lean on him, get him up against the ropes. And it was clear to see that Nyika was the stronger man in there than what Opetaia was. Nyika was stronger. He was able to keep Opetaia at range in that first round, lean on him a bit, make it a bit sluggish, make it a bit messy. And that's what Nyika had to do. And that's what you could tell. He was trying to drain Opetaia out when they were going into the later rounds. But obviously that didn't happen. It ended in round 4. Round 2 is much better from Opetaia, in my opinion, overall. He kind of neglected the jab in that fight, though. It was, him wanting to throw massive hooks. A lot of it was about power punches that Opetaia wanted. And I feel like at times he was rushing his work. But in that 4th round, when he got the finish and was about to go for it, I think that's when Opetaia's work was very good in that 4th round. Second, third round, he was kind of rushing his work a bit. He was winning that second and that third round, though. I thought the second round was better when they were up close. Opetaia was able to land in some good sneaky counters at times. And when Nyika was trying to smother his work, Opetaia was able to turn some things around and also, try and push Nyika off of him, land a few counters when Nyika tried to come at him as well. So that was better from Opetaia in that second round. But he kind of neglected the jab, and it was more about, trying to land some big hooks. But I thought Opetaia's body work was decent as well in that fight. Nyika's was. He was going to try and come in at range and, try and catch Opetaia at range with some body shots, which was working in the first round and part of that second round as well. But yeah, third round, I think Opetaia was very good in. I thought that was... I thought Opetaia was getting better as the fight went on. Second round was a bit sloppy, but he won it. But it was also because Nyika's game plan was also doing decent at that time as well. But eventually Opetaia was able to, figure it out to make it less messy as the fight was going on, make it less sluggish, make it less scrappy. And that's what Nyika had to do, but it didn't end up working. I think Opetaia in that third round was good at, being able to get some momentum going to the body, work upstairs as well. We saw some good level changes from Jai Opetaia in that third round as well. That was good to see from him. So I think he was overall, his boxing IQ got better and better and better as the fight was going on. And that was good to see from Jai Opetaia. He was just able to outsmart Nyika in the end. And Nyika just leaves his chin that bit too high, and Opetaia was able to catch him off guard quite a few times. That 4th round, of course, Opetaia came out very smart with what he was doing and really, thought nicely about what shots he was going to pick and when he was going to throw them. And that's when Opetaia really got his success and got his first knockdown on David Nyika. Then after that, I thought Opetaia stayed patient, picked his shots nicely. Then the brutal knockout came. Nyika was literally fast asleep after that, to be fair. It was proper brutal stuff from Jai Opetaia. Scary knockout. It's already a big contender for knockout of the year. 100% it is. That is going to be that could be knockout of the year. It was proper brutal stuff. Yeah, for Opetaia, I'd say that's probably his second best win on his resume, to be fair, that David Nyika win. I think Nyika's good, just not well level. I think obviously Breedis is Opetaia's best win. Then I'd probably say David Nyika. And I said that before the fight was on as well in my preview that I did. I'm saying it again in my review. I believe that Nyika is the second best opponent that Jai Opetaia is for. I think Nyika can do decent things in the sport, to be fair. And he's got potential, but he just wasn't ready for that level of Jai Opetaia just yet, though, at the end of the day. But he's a tough man. He's got a good chin. He does take a lot of shots, in my opinion. He takes too many punches, in my opinion, and ideally you'd want to see his defense tighten up a bit more. And, first round, second round, the guard was fairly tight from Nyika. But as it went on, Opetaia was able to break that guard as well. And when he was mixing it up from body to head, that got confusing for Nyika. Opetaia was able to take advantage. Nyika, it was unpredictable what Opetaia was going to do if he was going to throw from head to body. I think the level changes are very, very, very smart and very good from Opetaia. Angle changes as well. I think Opetaia's footwork's very good. It showed there. But, about the Zurdo Ramirez fight, I've seen many people saying, Opetaia is going to absolutely run through him. That's not going to happen. He's not going to absolutely run through Zurdo Ramirez at all. It's a good fight. I think it's 50-50. Opetaia can win, Zurdo can win. I think there's ways Opetaia beat Zurdo. I think there's ways that Zurdo can beat Opetaia. But I think that's got to be the fight that happens next. I don't want to see, Opetaia and everyone else talking about him and Usyk. Let's get that Zurdo fight done, and then let's see what happens from there. But the Zurdo fight's got to be the focus for this year, in my opinion. But I think that's a good win for Jai Opetaia. The hype's, getting even more bigger around Opetaia, especially after that knockout as well. And rightly so. But I believe that, as I've always said it, I think Opetaia's resume is overrated, and there's better things, and there is better things to come. But with, I think, his resume being that bit overrated, I think he is being a bit overhyped with people putting him in a conversation with Alexander Usyk and people saying that he'd make easy work out of Zurdo. That just wouldn't happen, in my opinion. We will eventually all see it once the fight goes on, but I'm confident that it's not going to be easy for Opetaia. But let's wait and see. Time will tell at the end of the day. But, Nike's a decent name on the resume, but he's not elite world level at the end of the day. He did what he could in there. He showed he's a tough man. Opetaia's power showed once again. But I just think at times in the fight, Nike's game plan had something to do with it as well. But, for someone who people say has great boxing IQ and can compete with Usyk, that fight didn't show that to me whatsoever, if I'm being completely honest. That fight did not show to me whatsoever that Opetaia's got the IQ to be able to compete with Usyk. He hasn't got the IQ. And people say he's got the IQ to make his work of Zurdo. It's just not true. They're difficult fights. Usyk definitely beats Opetaia. It's not even competitive, in my opinion. And Zurdo Opetaia is an interesting fight. And if he can get through them, I'd rather see Opetaia versus Bivol or Bertabiev. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. Speak to you on the next one.